Chickity check, mic check. Alex Costa. I make holsters for buckets of guns and things. I am actually happy with this gun. Hey guys, this is Alex from ANR Design, and today we're gonna review the FN Reflex. We've been making holsters for this gun for quite a while now. We got to get a prototype Reflex, gosh, over a year ago. But we finally got a gun to review because we're not allowed to review prototypes with 3D printed parts. So now we have a shooter and we're gonna review this gun. It's gonna be a quick and dirty. We'll go through the pistol itself, get some reps in out of a holster, and just notate its accuracy, its feel, and its function. The FN Reflex comes with 2 magazines, an 11 and a 15 rounder, which is kind of nice. It actually has an internal hammer. So you'll see it doesn't have a back plate on the back of the slide. There's actually an internal hammer inside the gun. And to get your gun apart, lock it to the rear, flip the side lever up and push it forward. In the back of the gun here is the internal hammer. It's that little paddle right there. It has a really nice PVD tan coating. Comes in tan and black. It has a tritium front sight post, white dot rear. So white dot rear, orange tritium front sight post. Iron sights, comes with an optic plate. This is the HoloSun EPS carry with the 2 MOA dot. Bolts directly to the slide, which is nice. I really like the EPS carry. It's an enclosed emitter, micro dot, perfect for small guns like this. You don't need to use a sealing plate because it is a fully encapsulated battery compartment, and we do have these available on our website for sale. It's got, FN calls it their most dynamic, best feeling trigger ever that they've ever created. It does feel really nice. It's not a bad trigger. It's coming in, I believe, at 4 pounds. It does have a cold hammer forged barrel with what looks like a race crown, which will be nice. That helps divert gases forward and you get a more accurate gun. So if it's cold hammer forged barrel, this barrel will last your lifetime. It has single-sided controls, non-ambidextrous, reversible magazine release, and the slide stops I wish it was a little bit more textured. It's pretty smooth, and sometimes, it's a brand new gun, so it's a little stiff right now. I'm sure it'll soften up, but I wish I had a little bit more texturing so you could drag your thumb down it a little easier. The texturing on it doesn't really bite into my dry hands that well. It's probably the only qualm I have. It's got a chamber indicator window up top. It has your FN. It has a little bit more of this stipple pattern. Instead of just having it here like the 509s, it also has it where your fingers wrap around and grip. But yeah, it's pretty much a little mini 509 micro carry 9mm. So we'll get into it. I believe that's all the stats. It's got a 1913 accessory rail. This fits the TLR7 sub 1913 really nicely. So that is a nice option for this gun for a light and an optic. Otherwise, let's get into it. All right, cleared the plate array. Let's do that again. Missed the 50 right off the right. We got that low sun in the back. I can see my missed shots, which is cool. Dead center at the 50. I mean, it's a snappy gun. It's pretty snappy, but if you really clamp that grip, you can shoot it pretty consistently. Now at 20 yards or so, I doubt you're gonna have super tight controlled pairs, but so far, bone stock, I like this trigger better than my P365 trigger. Because it has that internal hammer, it does have a very easy spring tension to overcome when you're racking it. Part of those internal hammers, very similar to the Smith & Wesson Easy 9 and Easy 380. Those internal hammers allow you to run a lighter weight recoil spring and be able to offer a much more comfortable gun to rack for women, people with bad wrists, people that can't really muscle a stiff recoil spring. Go hanger, there we go. Keep shooting that first swinger low, low, low. One thing I did do to these magazines before I jam up, the bottom of these magazines are kind of pointy, and I just took some 200 grit, knocked down the corners, then took some 1000 grit and kind of shined them up a little bit. When you are gripping this gun, even with the 11 rounder or the 15 rounder, that point stabs into this part of your hand. So all I do is gently knock those corners down ever so slightly and then round them up with 1000 grit and it's fine. But if I didn't do that, I would start to get a blister here shooting a lot of rounds through this gun. Give my thumb some exercise today. These are stiff little boys. Best split, 0.2, 11 shots, 305. I lost track of that first shot, lost track of the dot, dialed it back in, shot it pretty good. I think I dropped 1 or 2 shots. Let's try that again. All right, 15 shots, dropped the last one because it is a snappy gun. I was tracking it, but my support side grip kind of started to come loose a little bit. It is what it is. Best split, 0.24, 15 shots at 4.59 at 25 yards. 1 drop shot on IPSC full-size steel. For a little gun like that, shooting as fast as I did, I'm happy with that. It's a lot of recoil to overcome with such a small gun. And these are just 124 grains. If you were running like a 147 grain plus P hollow point, it'd be a lot of gun to manage. I'd probably settle on like 124 plus Ps or 115 plus Ps, barn solid copper or something like that. I think that would be a great cartridge for this gun because you wouldn't be pushing that big 147 down the muzzle. You'd have a better management of recoil and it wouldn't be so punchy. All right, we're gonna be drawing and shooting at 20 yards. 152. 169. 151 with a mic. 163. Lost that dot for a sec. 137 with a mic right off left edge. Getting faster, getting more comfortable. 130, no mic, center mass. 131, mic off the left side, so I'm pushing that trigger a little bit. 132, mic off the bottom edge. 128 off the bottom edge. 130 impact. 126 mic. So I'm dropping shots once I get under the 130 time. Just not used to the grip angle. So I'm tracking dot, losing dot, getting it back. That's okay. We'll get faster. 134 center mass. Right under the left edge, 139. 135 hit, 137 hit, 133 hit. So this is our Reflex holster, no light, obviously. This is our brand new concealment claw with adjustable ride height for the foot on the claw. This is a new product offering that's coming out very soon. This is one of our prototype proofs, and we are getting our production claws very soon. Also has an alias T-post, which is how I clip my holsters into the belt. So because we have adjustable ride height claw, we can have the same dimensions of the hole pattern for adjustable retention and claw on all holsters, and we can now adjust the ride height of the feet. If you were to loosen these up and decide to add a forward cant on the gun, you can now move the claw up and down so that it constantly maintains connection with your belt. Concealment claws use pressure from your belt to turn the grip of the gun into the body. Another cool thing about this holster is you'll see it has a long slide versus the shorter slide of the Reflex. We recently started deciding to extend a lot of our micro compact holsters and just dragging the 3D model forward 3/4 of an inch or so to basically create more length of holster below the belt. Well, why is that important? Here, the bottom of the alias T-post would signify where the belt would stop. Now you have 2.5, 3 inches here of keel of the ship, keeping the gun upright. So if you have a little bit of a tactical muffin top and your gut sticks out, you're gonna print your gun this way. But if you have extra length of muzzle, that's gonna maintain contact to your body, keeping the gun upright and tighter to your torso. If you didn't have that length and you had a short muzzle, which let's see if I can kind of show you where it would sit, but you would have a lot less belt, less muzzle below the belt. You know, you're looking at 1 3/4 inches, and you're not gonna get as much body contact, and the gun will tip away from your body. A lot of times these micro guns, especially once you put the +15 on, if you were to carry this in a standard length holster that meets the muzzle of the gun, this is going to print horrifically. But now that I have it in a longer holster, it does print a little bit out here. I could tighten my belt a little bit. I could move the position a little bit back. But you can see now I can conceal the 15 rounder and it's not tipping away from the body. Some people would carry the compact grip with the pinky extension instead so it conceals better. And in this case, you can still conceal the 15 rounder, and you can always acquire another 15 rounder as your backup. So you could have a mag carrier over here, carried this way on an alias, and your pistol here, and you could have a 30 round loadout for your tiny little Reflex. We've had no malfunctions. I mean, let's see, brass ejection. It's super. Pretty consistent brass ejection, other than one that just deflected off the optic. Turning the muzzle another color, getting this thing hot. I mean, hey, it's running. Haven't had any problems with it. It's cool that it's an internal hammer, easy to rack, decent trigger. Even with the ejection port / window, chamber indicator window, I'm not getting any splash of gases on the front of the optic. We had no malfunctions. We probably put 250 rounds through the gun today. Got it dirty, got it gummed up. See the whole front of the muzzle starting to turn maroon colored. The FN Reflex is a nice little pistol. It's right up there with the P365 XL. I kind of like this trigger a little bit better. It's different, feels different than the fire control units from SIG. It's not a bad gun to shoot. It's a little snappy. 124 grain NATO. We didn't shoot any hotter stuff through it today, but I'm sure it'll handle it just fine. I think this would be a really good solution for anyone that's looking for a slimline, higher capacity micro gun that comes ready for a light, ready for an optic, and we make cool holsters for them. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share our channel. We appreciate all the support.